And we back, and we back, and we back. Had to take the glasses off, man, because I don't know what I just saw. The Archie Carter, the Southeast Mouthpiece. That's King HP. Attitude Era Podcast.
Yes, sir.
SmackDown just went off. 5 minutes after SmackDown goes off, we come on with the recap. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody at MSG. Shout out to King HP.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. Great ending. Great ending. But let's get into it. Shout out to AJ Shaka in the chat already. AJ, let us know what you thought about the show, because we got our own opinions. And King HP, what you thinking right now?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna hold nothing back. I did not. I thought the show was very weak. I thought it was very weak. I thought the end was phenomenal. It sets up a deeper story, and it's driving that. But from pillar to post, from 8 o'clock to 10, I wasn't happy with the triple. I like the beginning. They started the show off super strong too, with the Cody, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton. They was out for blood too. Bloodline tried to come out and start the show off, like, you know what I'm saying. And nah, Cody and them had something. They pulled up in the truck too. Like, so I think one of them had Tim's on. Somebody check if one of them had the official footwears on, because they was stomping the.
You said they pulled up with the black Air Force One energy.
Yeah. They was stomping them out right from the jump, and I loved it because I felt like the show started on a high note. You know what I'm saying? Where they were just, okay, you got these three coming out. Before that happened, Paul Heyman had asked him, "Hey, where Jacob at? Hey, Wise man, we gonna listen to you." You know what I'm saying? So I'm hyped. Show started off on all cylinders. We had Tonga Loa get put through a table via Kevin Owens. You know what I'm saying? Randy Orton had a little spot with Tonga Loa on the guardrail, picked my man up, smashed him on his back. I know somebody gonna wake up feeling that in the morning. Someone gonna have to take them goody powders.
That first segment just told me what I've been saying for a while. Randy Orton should be your champion, because the crowd was chanting Randy. First of all, Madison Square Garden crowd, y'all gotta chill.
What you talking about?
I couldn't hear or see half the show because the crowd kept getting bleeped out. They kept going to the black screen because people was doing and singing things. Come on. My viewing experience was not as smooth as this should be, but hey, it was a hot crowd. It was a hot crowd, and I like that.
We gonna spin the block on this, but just know next year when they go to Netflix, ain't no bleeping out.
No bleeping. Uncensored. But you know what? What you got after that? Because I got my favorite part of the show, and it's not going to be what nobody probably expects. But
okay,
after the first segment, what we go into, King HP?
We had the security came out, got them all. We had the triple threat match, the women's joint. The first women's joint. They had two women's triple threats. We had Tiffany Stratton, Candice LeRae, and Jade Cargill.
Tiffy time.
Yo, I ain't gonna hold you. I was impressed with her.
She can wrestle. Solid. Tiffany Stratton in the ring, she can go. She can go. I know Jade is everybody's kind of favorite right now, but
her
Tiffany
was fire too.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah. Shout out to Gamaj from the Attitude Era podcast. He actually was hanging out with Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill today in New York. But I ain't jealous. I ain't hating. I just want to know how they smell, because the pictures I seen look like this picture smell good. So Gamaj, you gotta tap in. But Tiffany Stratton wins this match because Indy Hartwell decides to interfere, pull Jade Cargill out the ring, and then Tiffany Stratton wins.
Yeah, I didn't like that finish. The Ghost, he said what I was saying. The Bloodline story setting up for a dope Roman. When Roman Reigns comes back, first of all, Paul Heyman needs an Oscar.
Paul Heyman took 2 nasty bumps.
Bro,
3.
He got the. Oh man, we jumping around, but let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and do it, because that's what people really want. You know what I'm saying?
Paul Heyman took.
He did not acknowledge Solo Sikoa.
He took a Samoan spike. He took Jacob Fatu splash from the top rope, and he took a triple power bomb through the table.
Through the announce table.
Paul Heyman earned his money tonight, but
I really was waiting for somebody. The way they did.
You know what, HP? Let's get through the card, then we can talk, because it's a lot to talk about and not a lot to talk about.
Yo, Black Wrestling Podcast.
Say
Where's Jim Ross when you need him?
Hey, man, I don't know. Paul Heyman the real G, for real.
Paul Heyman is, but I think because they brought it up too. Where do we go from here, right? Because now you have no wise man. You dominated this man. You dominated him. Paul Heyman looked like he was gonna cry for it. He looked like he was gonna cry.
Miss Awesome Saucy, she's sending her condolences too, man. Somebody check on Paul Heyman, man.
Yo, I don't know if you noticed the little details for me. Paul Heyman was unshaved.
His beard was growing out, yeah.
Yeah, it looked like he was unkept. You know
he
how like
stressed.
when you panic and like, yeah, like you've been held hostage, right? Hair kind of, you know what I'm saying, in the back. My man's eyes. I don't know if that's makeup or he let. I don't know if they do this. He let somebody smack him in the back so he could come out like about to cry because he had emotion like that you just can't turn off and on. Like it was.
But Paul Heyman is good at it. He's just good at like Paul Heyman could probably sell me anything. He's so believable in everything he does. So I feel you, Ghost.
Break. Returns with Roman and the Usos, the Ghosts. I almost don't think they have him take a break. And here's why. I think they forced Paul Heyman like a dog, like get out here, why? Like, you know what I'm saying? So where he's like really like, you know what I'm saying? He gonna be super scared. He gonna be scared to speak. He gonna be scared to come out with them.
I don't think you could get any more heat on Solo Sikoa and his bloodline right now. What else can you do?
You gonna have to injure Kevin Owens or Randy Orton. You're gonna have
I don't know.
For a while. Because one thing we haven't seen is the bloodline draw blood. And I ain't gonna lie. They should be like tonight would have been a good night to draw blood on somebody. If Paul Heyman would have been laying there leaking all across the table, put him in the Jesus pose, put his joints out like this.
Oh man!
Table and he's leaking. We're crying. We doing this recap with tissues.
He stayed loyal to his tribal chief. Couldn't betray him. He couldn't.
And you know what? I'm happy they didn't bring up the Sika thing with this. But Sika gave that lay to Roman. And so they didn't have to say it for you to kind of know if you've been watching for
in the Sika tribute tonight, they showed that.
They showed it.
So that was that little Easter egg that was planted. So we got let's do you got the winners and losers tonight, right?
Yeah.
Let's breeze through the card because we're gonna be on this for a minute. After Tiffany Stratton won.
There wasn't that many matches. Cause then you had little talk about what was that group? The Pretty whatever.
Pretty Deadly.
Pretty Deadly.
Pretty Deadly set up a match with the Street Profits
for next week. You also have
Logan Paul wrestled tonight.
Yes. Now I wanted to ask about this match, right? Santos Escobar versus LA Knight versus Logan Paul, triple threat, Money in the Bank qualifying match. They put that little stat on the screen. 257 days I said Roman, I'm so sorry. Logan Paul has been champion. How do you feel about this dude being champion?
I like him. I like him. When he steps into the building, he gets the reaction that they want. And
I'm not gonna lie. I like him in the ring, right?
He can wrestle.
He can wrestle. I'm shocked because he doesn't have a long resume at all. But I feel like he's diluting the championship, the U.S. championship. I really do.
Hold up. We got some booking going on in the chats. Miss Awesome Saucy So you think we're gonna get Roman versus Solo, or Roman versus Rock? All right, let's do it.
Hold
HP,
on. We
you
got
the
to go back
booking.
to Ghost. Let's go back to Ghost comment. I'm gonna do this. I don't like to go backwards. I don't, but we gonna hit the. For those old enough, we had the cassette decks. We gonna hit the rewind on this, right? This comment, since we doing some fantasy booking, Ghost put up. This is setting up Roman and Sikoa to have a match at Mania. Now keep in mind our timeline, and I brought this up because I like to do history. You know what I'm saying? 96 July, you get the 6-man tag. Vader leading his team of British Bulldog. I think it was Owen Hart, Jim Cornette stable versus Shawn Michaels, then champ Ahmed Johnson, and then Psycho Sid filled in because it was supposed to be Ultimate Warrior, but he got fired. So anyway, right? They have Vader get the win in the 6-man tag. So at SummerSlam, because that was the next, you know what I'm saying, the next pay-per-view, Vader can go against Shawn Michaels in a SummerSlam match. And I feel like it's history. You have a 6-man tag, because you got to stretch this championship run. You got to stretch it. You can't. There's not enough opponents ready lined up. You did AJ Styles twice. You gave Logan Paul a shot in the dark. LA Knight, I don't know why they don't have him. He had a clean Mania win against AJ, and I don't know. That's not my business. But you got this super baby face, and I don't think they push Solo to Mania because you know you got Rock and Roman coming back. I feel like by the time you get to Mania, you got Cody versus you just said his name, Randy Orton. That's just waiting. Because even tonight they dropped the Easter egg when he was in the ring. He was like, Kevin Owens headlined a WrestleMania main event, 14-time champion, and he's the reason I'm here. He gonna keep throwing that out. You know what I'm saying? So when they do the storyline, it's I made you. You never gave me you gave everybody else a shot but me. So if they take the title off Cody for Mania, there you have that. You can do that without a title, or you can do it with a title. Either way, fans are gonna win. But I don't think they do Solo and Roman at Mania.
Remember though, Mania's 2 nights. That's a long card. Solo and Roman can't be anywhere but Mania if they do it. Unless they set up a SummerSlam and then let's say Roman goes over through Solo, then we get the final boss comeback.
I feel like by the time you bring Roman back, if you bring him back at SummerSlam, that can't go to Mania. That's too.
But is Solo and Roman a draw?
You put it on Monday Night Raw.
So it's not main event.
But as the main, not for one of their main pay-per-views, maybe the December pay-per-view, maybe Bad Blood at October. But I don't think Mania, because you got The Rock waiting in the wings for you know what I'm saying, and that versus Roman is the key. Secondary, you might have Rock versus Cody, because he told that man to his face, when I come back, I'm laying you. I already beat, you know. So
it could go so many ways, and I guess it depends on what time and where they depend on to fire these shots, because all of them are decent, good shots. But Rock Roman, people been talking about the past 2, 3, 4 years.
About 3 or 4, because they were supposed to go a couple WrestleMania. It's just Rock's schedule's been.
And Rock even had the part in his show, Young Rock, when he said, no, that'll be for WrestleMania. So yeah, they've been planting the seeds for Rock and Roman for a while. Hey, Ghost, I feel the same way. I think it would have happened already.
You feel like it died? You feel like it died?
I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't want to disagree with you, because Flair Hogan never happened at WrestleMania. Undertaker Sting didn't happen at WrestleMania. So there have been some mega matches that we
missed,
that we didn't.
Austin Hogan.
Yeah, you're right. So if we don't, though, that's a major miss.
That's a big what if. That's gonna be the biggest what if probably in wrestling history. What if Rock and Roman had wrestled?
I think that'll be like that Patrick, since we're doing Garden references, and I was a Knicks fan growing up, that Patrick Ewing miss against the Pacers on that finger roll layup. It's gonna hurt.
Speaking of, man, shout out to Halliburton and Brunson. They gave me just enough tonight. Knicks, Pacers, they got not physical, but in the ring, and that was like the highlight of the show for me, to be honest, in the ending.
So let's go back a little bit because last week they set this up. Last week, remember, they were in Indianapolis. Tyrese Halliburton was there and he showed his phone. He's on the phone with Logan Paul. Like, didn't mean nothing, right? So we thought. This week, my man pops out. They showed Jalen Brunson, which makes sense. They're in Madison Square Garden. You know, he's just getting tickets. And then Logan Paul comes to walking out. And who we bring with him? Tyrese Halliburton, who has merchandise in the WWE shop. So I don't think this is the last time we see him.
That shirt was hard, though.
Yeah. So
Magnificent hopped in the chat. They said, I feel like it's going to be a build-up. I don't. All right, chat, y'all active. How much more of a build-up do we need? Or do we need more of a build-up? At this point, I feel like it can explode, but we have to work through this bloodline story some more.
Which build-up you talking about? Roman and Rock?
Yeah.
We need more build-up. And I'm going to tell you why.
And don't say that too loud. You might get put through a table like Paul Heyman. Is that Solo is not his tribal chief. HP, who do you acknowledge as your tribal chief? Miss Awesome Saucy, Ghost, y'all in the chat. Who do y'all acknowledge as y'all tribal chief?
I ain't going to hold you. 2 weeks ago, I would have said Solo because he's running things. But because Sika passed and he took those bees wherever he got them from, the lei in Hawaii, it's called the lei.
Where did he get the lei from?
The Rock. I think he got it from the Rock. I think the Rock pulling strings, bro. I think the Rock pulling strings. Man, y'all dropping comments fat. I'm slow. I'm fat fingered. You know what I mean? I don't feel like the Rock wants his last match with Roman, but who knows? I think the Rock got more matches in him. To be honest,
Rock's last match can't be with Roman because Roman's going to beat him.
I don't think it's going to be Rock's last match, period. He's still got Cody that he told him, and he's got Roman.
But the thing with Rock in ring is how much in time is going to be in between matches. That's the thing.
That's a good point.
Roman gets second winner across all the lines. Yeah, it's so many ways you can go with this. I just think they have to find a direction because you just added Jacob. We've heard that Zilla may be on the way. Roman's gone. Roman has to come back. Jimmy's hurt. Jimmy's going to come back. They're going to have to bring the Usos back at some point. So it's a good problem and it's a bad problem if you don't know where you're going. It's a good problem for us watching and invested because Jacob Fatu was a definitely shot to the arm for this thing. And tonight, I thought we was going to get Roman or Rock popping up in Madison Square Garden, and it didn't happen. I thought someone was going to interrupt that ceremony, and I thought someone was going to come save Paul Heyman.
But the bloodline. The Ghost acknowledges Roman Reigns. I'm with you on that. Oh, awesome. Saucy talking spicy. Talking spicy in the chat. She acknowledged the final boss.
The
Rock is definitely joining Solo. Again, like I say, I think The Rock is pulling Solo strings.
I think we all know Roman comes back as a babyface. Does Rock come back as final boss?
He has to. He can't come back as anything else. He might come back as something else, but it's going to be worse.
Bruh, it can't get no worse.
We thought it couldn't get no worse than Hollywood Rock. And we got the final boss. He out here.
Final boss is like the last transformation in Dragon Ball, bro.
No. Remember.
What's past final boss?
We don't know yet because they haven't gone to Netflix. Next WrestleMania that they're building to gets uncensored to Netflix with a bigger audience. They're going to be bringing The Rock out more. Remember this. Peacock has 8 million subscribers. They're on the Peacock network for their pay-per-views. YouTube has 2.67 billion subscribers, and there's only 7 billion people on Earth. 8, I think it is now, but whatever. 7 or 8. Either way. Billies.
Big number. Big number.
It's a big number. They are definitely going to push through 2025 hits, and they're uncensored. Remember, The Rock was cursing on Twitter. He was whipping. The cameraman was like, cut when he beating on Cody, and he was like, fuck that. He was like, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? This shit doesn't end when you. Oh my gosh, he snapped. Wait till he gets on Netflix. He gonna
This,
bring a whole nother meaning to Netflix and chill because he gonna be on Monday Night Raw beating the break. They gonna shift them shows. Mm-hmm. Because the Romans aren't on him in SmackDown, but Rock, they gonna need him to get somehow onto Netflix Monday Night Raw for some things. Not every week, but some to get eyes. To get eyes.
And said he gonna get the OG bloodline back together with Zilla. So we definitely think Zilla's siding with Roman.
Nope. I think one of them. I think one of them's gonna be a traitor though.
I think Solo, in my brain, we get the original bloodline back together. Solo Sikoa, Jimmy and Jey Uso, Roman Reigns, and maybe Sami Zayn if you need him. Then that gives you versus Tama Tonga, Tama Loa, Zilla, Jacob Fatu, and Rocky if you need him. So we can go 4-on-4, old blood, new blood, or 5-on-5, old blood, new blood.
I saw
Because Rock and
doing
Jacob
Roman
is
style.
enough star power, and it's enough to make new blood strong. So, and I think if you end in the bloodline, you got to bring Sami Zayn into this some kind of way.
I don't. We'll see. But Miss Awesome Saucy, you talking spicy. That and to go back to what you were saying.
She talking about a double turn. I like that.
So Archie, here's the perfect way the Rock can get worse. If he draws blood on Roman by stabbing him in the back, because Roman always gets stabbed in his back.
You talking about another chair shot like Seth
Another
Rollins?
chair shot, but this time it's from the Rock, the final boss, and this time he's like, I'm not the final boss. I'm the owner because I'm literally on TKO board. I'm the owner. I call
then he turns into like Vince McMahon.
Yeah, you could. Yeah. He said Roman filming. He could be. I'm biased because Rock is my favorite wrestler of all time. I don't think it's being biased to say this because we didn't see The Rock coming back as the final boss. He tried to come back. When The Rock goes out to eat, where should he sit? At the bar?
At the head of the table.
He came back to be a baby face. He got pushed into being a heel and he killed it. So it's not really being biased because, you know, if you rock with The Rock is about to show up and show out. I just feel like they got to draw blood on Roman. Beat the brakes off Roman. Handcuff the Usos too. Handcuff them to each other and then handcuff them to the rope. So they can just only reach out and they'll be like fingertips away from Roman. Crying and shit. You know what I'm saying? If they
I don't know. It just ended. I thought it would have ended with more of a bang tonight. You in Madison Square Garden, one of the biggest gates. Like you haven't been there in a while. It's New York City. I felt with I thought Seeker was going to get like the 10 bell count on the stage. He got a nice promo package. I'm not mad at that. I just felt it was going to end with a bigger boom, but I didn't expect Paul Heyman to go to a table.
Or take a Samoan Spike tonight. I really thought it was going to be more lead up. I thought it would happen at the pay-per-view, PLE. So to get that tonight, I'm very curious. Like
that only shows you the lengths they are going to go when they actually get physical in the ring.
But here's what I don't like, and maybe I'm bugging. Chat, help me out. Does it seem like the Bloodline always get beat up?
Which Bloodline?
Like they always getting beat up unless they have the numbers, right? Like they don't come out and go head to head, and they got the upper hand.
Well, Solo Sikoa has been on a losing streak.
He finally broke it though, right? I think it was like right at the King of the. Remember, he told Paul Heyman, "If I lose, it's me and you in the locker room." I was like,
yeah, but before that, he was like cold food. Tama Tonga, Tama Loa haven't had like really matches. We just the second time seeing Jacob, so I mean they heels. They just go and fight, but the way they started off the show was pretty hot.
Yeah. I wish they would have had Tim's on. Where's Crime Time when you need him? Because you was in Madison Square Garden, you put the boots to somebody. Kevin Owens sells moves, so you put that boot. I need to see it. I would have loved to see it. You know what I'm saying? They're wearing all nice. I noticed too the way they're going with Solo's aesthetic. Right now, he looks very like vinyl bossy,
He
right?
needs some
Like,
tailored pants, man. If you men, if you're wearing a suit, get it tailored.
but there's the thing. He ain't the final boss.
You
He
still need
trying
to
to
look
give
good.
everybody in that group. And shout out to Jacob Fatu. It's the little things that matter for me. When they call him the enforcer, and the whole time he's walking in the background, Tamatanga, and Tamaloa, they're standing there. They're at parade rest, very militant, but not the werewolf. He back and forth. He got the snarl. He like,
The werewolf.
yo, yo, I need more Jacob Fatu, bro. Like, pause. However, you know what I'm saying?
Jacob is the dude. Like, I hate to use this reference, but he gonna get his target. So if he is loud, he coming in loud, guns blazing. He don't care who get hit. He don't care about collateral damage. He just, I'm gonna get you.
And I'm with you. I did, and Archie said that too. He wanted more tonight.
We all wanted more, man. We all wanted more.
Stay taking L's. I'm not bugging. I think that somebody else sees it. Solo was a jobber all the way through up to WrestleMania. And this is the guy that beat John Cena. Man, listen.
So didn't Austin Theory beat John Cena or no?
Yeah. No. Don't quote me.
Either way, they had a match with Cena, and that
I thought he did win. Because now Cena's like jobbing for new talent, you know what I mean? And
it felt like
yo, chill out.
Ah.
Yo, I ain't say it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, speaking of, I think we got the A-Town Down Under split happening soon. Austin Theory, Grayson Waller probably gonna split up.
They got the tag title shot next week versus DIY. Now, how you feel about that? I love DIY too.
Who cares? I think
do them boys like that. They got the best looking belts out of all of WWE. Old school tag team looking belts from the 80s. I love it.
Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa in NXT were fire.
So do you think they can restore some prestige back to the tag titles of SmackDown?
I don't think we're gonna see them that often. That's the thing. I don't think we're gonna see the titles defended that often. So
I think I would like to see them win because one, you need the split. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your seats.
Ant said the suits is terrible. Okay, Ant. So, what do you think the aesthetic should be for the Bloodline? Because I like the suits. It's just I don't like Solo suits.
Anyone talking bad about the Bloodline will immediately have a visit from 10 Samoans to their crib. So we got to be careful. You seen what they did tonight.
What Bloodline though? Old blood or new blood?
All Bloodline. Well, until someone comes back and says they have an immediate problem with the new Bloodline, we rep all Bloodline.
I don't know, man. I think the division has spoken now. Being that
and Paul Heyman was the one that drew the line in the sand.
Mm-hmm. He did. I will say this: Jacob's new entrance went crazy.
Fire.
His official Madison Square Garden entrance. I think it was a little light for a Madison Square Garden show. I'll say that. I know I just jumped in. I don't know what y'all covered yet. I think it was a little light for a Madison Square Garden show. But the things that they did do big, I think hit. Like Jacob's new entrance, the attack on Paul Heyman. I like in Logan Paul's match where they brought out Jalen Brunson and everything.
That was fire.
They had some misses and some hits from the night. You know what I mean? I think Madison Square Garden has become one of those places like it's going to sell out. You need to do something amazing there whenever you're there. I think they're seeing that now.
Ant said Solo dressed like he getting drafted to the NBA in like 1995.
But I think that's the clue too, because you've seen they've been dropping little clues. We talked about it before with the Sika vignette. They made sure you saw him doing the lay on Roman, and now a couple minutes later, you're seeing Solo with that lay.
I think we all just expected more tonight, to be honest.
Well, I think everyone did, but my thing is, man, I just lost my train of thought. I literally did. Like, it literally was like,
it's 4-cup Jerry. 4-cup Jerry.
4 cups.
You know what the thing is? What I will say about that, I think it was a good SmackDown. Even Logan Paul, he don't come outside like that. We had Jalen Brunson. We had the attack on Paul Heyman. So I think it was a good SmackDown. I just, like I said, I think Madison Square Garden needs a little more. Like New York, Madison Square Garden, we need a little more. Like if it wasn't there, it would have been a great SmackDown. But
I think they tried to pull out the star power with Halliburton and Brunson. I think they try to pull out the star power, giving Jacob his moment, because they gave him an entrance, then went to commercial break. Logan Paul, like you said, the beginning with star power is just, we needed that cheese on the burger. We got the burger fire. We just needed a little cheese.
We need like the essence, like the extras, the saison, you know what I mean? Like, I think the ending was fire. The attack on Paul Heyman.
Ending was fire.
Fire. They had the celebrities coming out, the James Brown. Fire. They had the Jacob. They even started out fire. What I really think was the missing ingredient was a surprise, some sort of surprise, which, you know, the timing of everything maybe is just not the right time for a surprise. But
right. With the past, that goes back to my point that I said flew out, it came back. So with the suits, right?
They flaming Solo in the comments.
But don't you feel like when he was with Roman and Roman was wearing J's and all this, Solo dressed however, you know, but him being in suit is like the hint. It's the final boss pulling the strings, because the final boss wears Versace. He got Jacob got red. Not Jacob. Solo got red bottoms on. You know what I'm saying? Like, he literally has. Where is he getting all this? You know, who's bankrolling him?
I just think aesthetically it doesn't work.
But it's not meant to work for him. It's meant to work to hint to you and the viewer as somebody's behind. Think this not in Solo character to wear suits and all this. There's one guy who does.
Well, I think it also goes to show tone, right? Because it's a show at the end of the day. It's entertainment. So when they do that and they put Solo in like this mafia suit, it kind of goes to show what a different kind of leader he is from Roman, who would just come out in his sneakers ready to fuck everything up.
Speaking of, how do y'all feel? Triple H said
that's kind of crazy.
The WWE is not a sports show. It is a TV entertainment show.
He's 100% correct.
Yeah, but I have mixed feelings about it, because I think that now WWE is trying to do this thing where it's like kids. They think Santa Claus is real, but eventually you reach a point where it's like, oh, obviously, you know, Santa Claus ain't real, but we still kind of believe a little. You know what I mean?
That ain't real.
Spoiler alert. So I think he's trying to do this thing where kind of like he almost breaks kayfabe in a good way a little. You know what I mean? To make it seem more real. But the whole taking sports out of it, I didn't like that personally. Me personally. I think, I don't know.
Hey, it's Vince McMahon when he created the sports entertainment thing all over again.
I think that's a good title. Sports entertainment, I think, is the perfect title for it.
Yeah, but he said it's not a sports show at all. So I was like, maybe that's the setup for the going crazy on Netflix too, because we don't know.
Everything is building for that though. They saw this coming down the road, but I think that, you know, keep in mind they use terms that Vince would never let him use anymore. Wrestler,
professional wrestler.
Yes, and I'm the best. And they talk about wrestling holds, and they do these things, but they're also trying to get you to remember we're telling these long-term stories because that's what grabs the fans. Great matches happen, but guess what? The fans are like, okay, it's a great match. What's next?
They just got back to long-term storytelling.
They've been doing it for like 2 years, though.
Yeah, for like 2 years. Roman was really what brought them back.
But it's been the same story.
No.
Yeah, I mean, the Bloodline has been the long. Are there any other long-term stories?
No, there's nothing longer than the Bloodline.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, so yes, but there are other storylines that have gone a while, like the Logan Paul, LA Knight. This has been about just right after WrestleMania, they've been just telling this long-term story, going back and forth. We don't know what's up with Jade and Bianca. Like, yeah, they look great, but when they break them, it's gonna be going back to how they're gonna.
Did you see what happened to Indy Hartwell's hand? Like she was leaking.
Yeah.
Like I don't
might
know.
Have been from she hit the she pushed her in the thing. I got to go back and look at it though. But they set them up as friends first, and then when the betrayal happens, everyone's gonna be devastated.
I think that's a good example. The Bianca and Jade thing, I think, is a good example of long-term story. Because I think Jade, a week into WWE, was bigger than she ever was in AEW. Like, just the hype of her and shit. What I think what the Netflix thing is going to do, which I personally like, and is also good from a business standpoint, I think SmackDown might become the more TV PG, kid-friendly one, a little more toned down. And Raw will be the TV 14 attitude era people saying fuck.
So everything is going to Netflix?
Huh?
No, just Raw is going to Netflix.
Just Raw. Okay,
that's
so
why Raw will be the more adult alternative. TV 14. I don't think they're going to go TVMA at all.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got a run-in going on.
Uh-oh.
We got a run-in. The Tribal Chief.
Uh-oh. Which one?
Hey, this the one we acknowledge.
Hilarious. What's going on, gentlemen?
Just recapping and you know what I'm saying, trying to figure out what's next for the Bloodline. And
people are smoking Solo's outfit.
They killing him in the comments.
But I
kind of like it.
I don't like it. However, I think it's an Easter egg that person that's making him dress like this is The Rock. That's how The Rock is about etiquette, class. You know what I'm saying? The final boss, Versace suits. Now, guess what? Solo's Versace red bottoms and shit.
But you know why I can't see that? Because if he looked goofy, The Rock would call him out on it. He'd be like, look, I see you trying to dress expensive, but you look a little goofy in the suit. Let me get you the Versace vest. You would get him right. You know what I mean?
Nah, he ain't earned the Versace vest. You got to earn that vest.
I mean,
Jacob might earn it in 2 weeks, bro, because this is the second week he looks strong. And all he did was walk around like a werewolf.
He got it, bro. Some people just got it. Jacob Fatu got it. And you know they trust him because he was the one who hit Paul Heyman from the top rope. That's very risky. That's something you can't just trust anybody with. So that tells me they're confident with him in the ring already. And he got it. When he on the screen, he pops out at you. You look at him like, yo. So yeah, Jacob Fatu is what this story
even
needs.
The music they gave him in the entrance, you could see they're gonna try to push. When everybody got to go tune into the Jacob Fatu interview we have on the Attitude Era podcast. When I first saw Jacob, and he said he dropped so many gems in that interview that you could see the transition. And now, when I first saw him, I was like, as soon as they get him in the Bloodline, it's over. Like, he's so good, I feel like they're toning him down so that he doesn't just overshadow everyone.
You said he dropped a lot of gems. What else he dropped? He dropped a lot of weight.
Oh,
which tells me that not only are they taking him serious, but he's taking them serious.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, listen. Last time I was with him was at the Royal Rumble, and he was like, yo, I messed up before. I'll wait until we bring him on here because I was about to say something that he told me, and I'm gonna wait till he comes on here. But basically, he's seizing the opportunity, he's seizing the moment. So you know what I mean? Of course, he's not going. He's a hardworking guy, man. Like if you really look at his move set and what he does in the ring, he might. If we talking technical, he probably is the best wrestler out of all of them.
Probably.
No, he is.
I've been saying this for.
I think
he's
the
best wrestler out of all
and the
of
Wiley family.
I'm talking about active right now. Out of all of them that get in the ring right now, if we talking about skill set, move wise, technical wrestling.
Hey, and add Sami Zayn to that Bloodline list too, and he's still
Jacob is my favorite. Not only Bloodline wrestler, he might be my favorite wrestler right now. Little Easter egg. Little super Easter egg for the fans. Maybe if they comment enough, you'll see a post on Patreon. Me and DNA, May in the Tuck, have an unreleased song featuring Jacob Fatu.
Oh, man.
And if we get enough comments,
we may
see it on the Patreon. So
what can't this man do?
Yo, what's crazy is I forgot I was smacked that night.
We got
I'm not even on it.
I'm just
saying. So I gotta add my verse.
We may have an unreleased song with Jacob Fatu. If y'all want to hear it, y'all gotta let us know in the comments. Go get on that Patreon.
We might drop that on there, man. The studio's in the crib. I can fix me being sauced up, cut the verse up. But listen, y'all, I was supposed to be at SmackDown tonight, and I told you my spidey senses said DNA.
You saved yourself some bread.
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
yeah.
I kind of felt. I said, nah, The Rock is still filming. Roman scheduled before SummerSlam. Nah, they not going. It was still a great show. Don't get it twisted. But you know me, I gotta be there when, you know what I mean, the final. I'm Attitude Era podcast, man.
So my guy DNA got a money spidey sense. He went to click purchase. He said, "Hold up, shit just clicked." He looked around and said, "Nah." Oh, I have to point out. Damn, her name disappeared. It was Miss something. She had a good point. She said Jacob. She said Jacob is the one who put the Ulu on. Yeah, there, Miss Awesome Saucy on Solo. So that could mean something. Because to me, I always thought that was going to be the divide.
Hey, well, what you missed earlier, Z, was we were saying, where did they get that from? Because that was what Sika put on Roman. Was that the same one or a different one?
Hey, in storytelling, in cinematic storytelling, whenever you see one, it always is the same. Like, I could go into a whole big thing, but I'm not. So it's supposed to represent the same.
Well, didn't Roman give it to Paul? Isn't that why Paul had it?
Paul was putting it on Roman, but Sika put it on Roman, and Paul would do it afterwards. So we don't know where it come from. Is that Roman's?
Hey, you know, we need to go back and watch WrestleMania 40. Is there ever a time where Roman or The Rock could have had it? That's what I'm saying. Look at the.
I think Paul has it at the end. That's why I said that. I'm pretty sure WrestleMania 40 ends with Paul having that. That's why I think.
Or he gets another one from The Rock.
And it's called a Ula Fula. I just learned something. It's called a league. Maybe it's a difference. So I just learned something.
I don't think it's a different one. I think it's the same one because Jerry's right. I think that's essentially like a MacGuffin, you know, something that makes shit go, that everything can go around. And I think the Ula Fula is something like that. So, I mean, when Roman comes back, it's going to be a battle for that, right?
That's what it has to be for, because that's what it means. This is what makes me head of the table.
Yeah.
This is my crown. So we're going to fight for this crown. So when do we think...
Does Solo need to beat Cody then? So Solo could say, if you would have did what you were supposed to do, I wouldn't have to have this.
That's hard.
If Solo beats Cody, then that means Solo will be the champ, and that's not happening.
They can't take the belt off Cody anytime soon.
Listen, man, I'm a New Yorker, man. What I'm mad that I did miss is my son Jalen Brunson getting right with homie from the Pacers. Get up out of here,
man, for life.
Get up out of here, man. You feel me? Yo, what's up with your man, though?
Who you
your man at the top of the screen? You ain't just see him with the bop.
The bop goes crazy.
The bop. He's sauced tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
He's talking about 4-Cup Jerry.
Having a great night.
Bop. We gonna start calling
it. God, yo, chat in the comments. I ain't see that. He said
the Jerry Bob.
We gonna start calling that the Jerry Bob.
There you go. He had to pour it up tonight for Paul Heyman, man. Do the OG like that.
If you meet us in person, you gotta greet us by doing the Jerry Bob. We ain't even gonna say nothing until you do the Jerry Bob. Yo, let's touch on something else though, because we've been talking about the bloodline. Jerry had brought up the whole Logan Paul thing. I don't know if you guys talked about it before I hopped in there. I'm a little tired of Logan Paul. I don't know how y'all feel. I think that's it. I'm just tired of the whole social media asshole kind of thing. I want an actual, not saying that Logan isn't a good wrestler, but I want like an actual wrestler with the belt. I want LA Knight to get that shit at Money in the Bank. Or they're in the qualifying match, not Money in the Bank. But I
could go either way with Logan Paul, but if he does drop the title, it's cool, because my only beef with Logan Paul's booking is it's the same exact match every time.
Exactly.
You're gonna get the social media spot, you're gonna get the phone spot, then the brass knuckle spot is coming into play, and you might have KSI or I Show Speed in a mascot costume. It's the same thing. But Logan can wrestle. But so if he did drop it, I wouldn't be mad if somebody was there.
Wrestles.
But the spectacle has disappeared to me.
I've forgotten all about that. It's irrelevant.
I think the belt does need a little rest. We wearing the OG John Cena merch, by the way, that you see me with the C cross style. You know what I mean?
How can I see it?
My guy got the bars. Let me find out you got bars, Bob and Jerry.
Oh, we won't find out. Hey, not to get off subject, but I got to get off subject just a little bit.
We know.
Don't forget, Money in the Bank. Yes, there's a lot at stake. There's the briefcase at stake. But right here on the Attitude Era podcast, make sure to check our prediction show. Because when I win with my predictions, we going to get a full bars recap from DNA and the Archie Carter.
Wait, but what happens if you lose?
He got to unmask.
He got to
take the do-rag off live in front of the world, in front of the millions and millions. I thought it was Heat Wave.
Was it Heat Wave? I thought it was Money in the Bank.
Whatever.
Doesn't matter.
You're losing either way.
No, it was Heat Wave. I correct myself. You're right. It was Heat because we were talking about Trick Williams.
I mean, listen, we can make something shake with both, man.
Hey, what you thought about the show though, DNA?
I thought it was fire. I thought, you know what I mean, when they come to Madison Square Garden, they gotta pull out some tricks. They gotta amplify things. So starting off the show with you know the 6-man tag, basically getting it popping, them fighting, that was good. Having Bianca Belair, having Nia Jax pop out, I like that. That was good. Logan Paul bringing out the guy from the Pacers, Jalen Brunson popping out with LA Knight.
He can't even say his name. Dang.
Yeah, I'm not saying his name,
the
bro.
guy from the Pacers.
Yeah, that was fire though.
Yeah, he took us out the playoffs. I'm not saying his name. I mean, shout out to homie though. But Jalen Brunson got busy. And then, man, like I knew it, man. Once Paul Heyman asked him and he was like, "Yeah, you my tribal chief." I'm like, "Yeah, it's something funny with him, man. Something bad is about to happen to Paul Heyman." But what I got from besides all the matches, because I don't know, maybe it's because I'm an artist. The storytelling was the best part of the show for me. The setup 100%. Of Paul Heyman getting demolished by this new bloodline is telling you, man, the day the tribal chief comes back, man, it's going to be
the world is going to stop. Literally stop.
Once I get confirmation for that, that's why I said I held me going tonight for that. Because I'm going to be on that one. I'm going to be there. But, yo, shout out to everybody. What I wanted to say, yo, y'all holding it down tremendously well. I was watching, even though I wasn't able to jump on. I seen the live. I seen the motion. So shout out to Jerry and Arch P. The consistency is kicking in. Seen a lot of new viewers, concurrent viewers, a lot of typing in the chat. Make sure y'all go watch that new Kurt Angle interview that dropped earlier today too at 3 p.m. Crazy. Go tap into that right now. We interviewed Kurt Angle. Short interview, but very effective interview.
And the latest double up, we just dropped Kevin Nash versus Diesel. And look, if you're not subscribe because we like right at the 10K mark.
Yeah,
and then when we hit 10K, we got something for y'all. I can't even tell you what it is, but we got something. And
you know the thing about that Kurt Angle interview, y'all. First of all, y'all got to make sure you go subscribe because the boys just did they recap all of Who Killed WCW and it went crazy. The finale episode is going crazy. And the Kurt Angle interview, if you're not on the Patreon, you could have been seeing that interview like 3 weeks ago on the Patreon. So make sure y'all on the Patreon. Y'all gonna see all of them early. Y'all gonna see some content that's only gonna live on there that you'll only see if you go there. So make sure y'all got all that. We got a lot of dope stuff cooking for all of y'all for real.
Yeah, we loading the clips. We just loading the clips for y'all because we do appreciate y'all. Y'all been and what Boog said, the storytelling is great. Yeah, it's so many places they can go with the bloodline.
But I had to ask y'all a question. I had to ask y'all this because look, it's still we got Cody Chin is still by far the most interesting thing is the bloodline. So what's going on with Cody, man?
Cody Rhodes is not as over as they want you to believe he is. Your champion should not be involved in stories outside of him being a champion. And your champion should be getting cheered and not the guy standing next. They cheer for Randy Orton tonight.
But my question is why? Why do you think they just don't know what to do with him? They just
I think the bar was so high with him dethroning Roman that anything after Roman would be like a step back.
Yeah.
Because you can't go forward past that.
They can't take that belt off him for a while.
They can. Why do we keep saying this? They can.
They gonna make them chase again. We watched them chase for 2 years.
You don't have to chase.
Make him look like you make him look so weak. The second, like, if you take it off of him before at least next WrestleMania, it just make him look weak.
You know what it is? I think it's Triple H.
I'm gonna disagree, man.
I agree.
This is why. If we use that metric for measurement, then AJ Styles is weak because he's been in the chase for years now.
But he's not the champ.
But AJ Styles has already been that guy.
Right.
AJ Styles has been that guy.
But here's my point. You have to have contenders and people, right? It seems like Cody doesn't really have contenders because, one, Roman wiped them all. And now you beat Roman, so where do you go? They gave him Logan Paul, which no one, why? Okay, you got 2 good matches with AJ. That made sense. What else we got? We don't really have no one else built up on that thing, on that platform, on SmackDown like that could challenge him. So you have to build. But if you lose that belt, because you have Randy Orton, but he's siding with Randy. You have Kevin Owens, but he's siding with Kevin Owens. You can let him lose that title, man. You can let him lose it because if people expect him to go to the next WrestleMania with it, you're gonna create the same problem for the next guy who has the belt.
He has to go to the next WrestleMania with it. Honestly, the only person I really think who could like beat him is maybe like an LA Knight, an underdog. This is why I hate
Yo, listen. Let me talk to y'all about the Attitude Era, man.
The 2 babyface champions, it don't make sense to me. I'm gonna say something. It's a hot take. People might hate it, but look, back in the day, I won't even say the name. Whoever was in charge, say what you want, but he knew what was gonna make a star. Roman was being booed out the building. He didn't change up at all. Roman is now the biggest thing. Triple H, if I had one complaint, not everybody can get a turn. You can't try to push everybody to be the top guy. And something I see a lot now is a lot of people trying to get pushed to like a top spot. Not everybody can be that top spot because you need a distinction. You need to say like, that's the mid tier, that's the top tier. I think I see that going on now.
I mean, I don't really feel like that's going on because they're not changing the titles. I feel like honestly, and 25 years ago today, Kane beat Stone Cold for the title at WrestleMania at King of the Ring in the first blood match. And I bring that all up right now because to me, that was the exciting part about wrestling. I could not believe Stone Cold lost the belt 2 months after WrestleMania when he won it versus Shawn Michaels on King of the Ring to Kane. He got it back the next night.
Here's the thing. Here's my question.
So my whole thing is, even that's exciting. Like, take it off Cody. He can get it back on Raw.
But that's a different time. You can't do that no more.
But you know what? I was lit though. That was lit because it was so many people that needed a turn. If anybody needed a turn, it was 10 people in the Attitude Era that deserved to be the world champion.
But that's not a turn. You get to be champion for one night. That's not a turn. It is a turn
because you get to say so and so former world champion. LA Knight ain't never touched gold, so you can't keep saying he's a top tier if he's never won. Main event Jay. How long is that gonna go before we go? Is he really main event? I mean, he can't win a belt.
If Cody Rhodes lost the title, would anybody be surprised?
Yes.
I would be shocked if they.
I'm gonna keep it 100. I would be shocked based on how they did Roman's reign, but I feel like he's not a champion He's not a champion that should have it that long. That's where we're getting at.
Yes,
I agree with that.
That's the point that I'm making. Roman is somebody that he's a Hulk Hogan. Yes, we can put this belt on him for a very long time. Even though Stone Cold in the Attitude Era was different, but yes, we can give him 6 runs with this belt because he's the face of the company. John Cena, The Rock, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, but it's like
Cody is not that.
Cody, I would compare Cody to like Big Show.
Nah, you're
do a little bit, but to go to your example, right? Because you used Hogan. Hogan had to have people to drop the belt to make him look strong because he had to go win it back. He had to do, he dropped it to Sergeant Slaughter. Sergeant Slaughter kept it for a couple months. Shawn Michaels' first title reign, he had it from WrestleMania to Survivor Series. You got guys. You can't have LA Knight with no gold. And here's another problem.
Yeah, you can. Cody just doesn't look strong.
Well, because there's nobody to. So here's another problem too. When people lose the world title, stop sending them down to fight for this mid-tier title, and then when you're ready for them to come back up, they come back up. For instance, Drew McIntyre did this with Sheamus and stuff like we've seen Braun Strowman do this. But then all those guys like what's my man's name? Santos Escobar, who could hold a mid-tier, who could be fighting for mid-tier titles, they're just in limbo forever. Did anyone ever expect him to win Money in the Bank? Hell no.
You know what the WWE problem is right now? They got too many people on the roster.
No, they just
it's filled because you shouldn't have people going down to NXT just so you can see them on TV.
But you see the same people. Their roster is not as deep as you think. So there's about 40 people, including their tag teams, right? If you have your top 10 and you have them in like a ranking system, if AJ Styles lose, we shouldn't see AJ Styles go fight for the U.S. title now. Because now whoever was in there running for that, where are they? They can't compete. You guys are world title level.
Here's my theory with Cody Rhodes. So it's like the Superman theory. Superman is like the ultimate good guy, right? But let's keep it a stack. I read comics. I'm a huge Marvel fan and DC fan, huge comic fan. Superman is type boring, like for real. When he's the best is when he has an ultimate bad guy, Lex Luthor. That's when you love Superman. Cody is like the ultimate good guy, but he's only really awesome when we get to cheer for him against the ultimate bad guy. He don't really look. He's still going after Solo, like the cousins of. Bro, he beat the big brother. Now he's like still fucking with the cousins and stuff because he don't got nothing else to do. He really needs like a good feud or story. And I don't even think that's going to happen until Roman comes back.
I think we get it before.
Then we get Cody and Roman again?
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't think they do it again.
I think Randy is the only way to go. I need that PG era Randy punt kicking people's grandmas in the head.
You notice he called him the legend. You notice he called him the Legend Killer tonight.
That's right? What we need. Randy versus Cody, for real.
Cody called him the Legend Killer, and he also said, and if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. Last week, what did we get? When they were holding hands, what Randy do? He looked right at that title. They slowly, subliminally.
He's going to turn on them at Money in the Bank.
I want them to put Cody on their shoulders, and you see Randy like that. And then Randy does the thumbs down.
Money in the Bank.
The Evolution thumbs down.
I want Randy to turn the Evolution thing on Cody. They got Cody on the shoulders. Randy's like, I'm telling you, a good Randy Orton feud will put some. And Randy, one more world championship win, and he's the most, like, he has more championship wins than any WWE.
But here's the thing: people are going to cheer for Randy.
But that's what.
But I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna tell y'all what it is, And Undertaker said this on his podcast, 6 Feet Under, and I agree with the Undertaker. The best Cody Rhodes we're going to see is when Cody Rhodes turns heel. Cody Rhodes as the baby face, he doesn't have an edge. And that's why it's not entertaining. It's like the two things that sold the Roman versus Cody was Roman being dynamic as he is and finishing the story. You took both of those elements away, and now you just have the ultimate. Yes, I want to do it. The story continues. The da-da-da. It's like no. So
shout out to Jacob, by the way, for outselling Cody on his debut week. Jacob was actually the #1 seller of merchandise on his debut week so far.
Wow. Now let me ask y'all this: Is the cards already maxed out for Heat Wave and Money in the Bank, or they adding stuff to them?
Money in the Bank still got a few matches, a few people to get in the Money in the Bank matches. So
who's Cody fighting at Money in the Bank?
So when do we find that out?
6-man tag for Cody. Him, Orton, Kevin Owens versus the Bloodline. They didn't say what 3 members of the Bloodline though.
So when do you think we'll know the whole card?
Probably next week
on Friday.
Yeah,
because Friday is SmackDown. That's the last qualifying match, and then they could say, and then the next.
So we gotta wait a whole week to do our predictions. Wow.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. You just start thinking in recap bars already. You know what I mean? Have them on a go.
Man, go.
Yo, listen, man. Shout out to everybody that I done or we got
Oh, I mean, we here. I mean, they talk H2K. Roman's gonna be total chaos. Yeah, shout out to
Jones. What's up, Matt?
Yeah, I just like I said, my overall thought tonight was good. I just want a little more spice at the end. Shout out to Paul Heyman for being he made the show go at least be satisfiable, if that's a word. I've been learning words all night from Miss Awesome Saucy. She dropping stuff in the chat. I gotta go look up on in the dictionary. But yeah, it was a good show. I thought we all expected more or extra pop at the end, but Jacob getting his own moment to shine, I think was dope. They gave him his own moment, entrance, and then they went to commercial break. They let him talk. Like I said, they trusted him with the Paul Heyman spot. So they got trust in Jacob. The rest, I think, is good. Money in the Bank is gonna be a fire pay-per-view, though. It's gonna be good.
Let me ask this question, because Money in the Bank typically sets up who your future champion is gonna be, right? Right now, currently, as it stands, in the males, we got LA Knight, Chad Gable, Carmelo Hayes, main event Jey Uso, and Andrade.
There's only one more person they're adding?
Huh?
There's only one more person that they're adding, right?
That's only one more. And we'll find out.
Do we know the qualifying match yet or no?
Who?
Do we know the last qualifying match for the males?
I think they said it tonight. I'm not even sure. I didn't even notice. I didn't catch it.
Out of that list, I would give it to LA Knight.
But Drew McIntyre has been trying to get in.
Oh, yeah. Isn't it Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre versus Dragunov on Monday Night Raw? Yes, which is a fucking crazy match to just have on Monday Night Raw. But it might be Drew. Right now, out of that list, I would say either Drew or LA Knight, because I think Drew is going to win that match.
Can this new bloodline hold up without Paul Heyman? Yeah, with Jacob
is going to screw him out of that Money in the Bank briefcase. They are pushing that
I think LA Knight out of that list, to be honest.
What about main event Jey Uso?
Nah, we need him. We need him for other stuff. We need him for other stuff, man. We need him. We need.
It wouldn't surprise me if they gave Sheamus one more run.
Nah, man. Drew bombed on his ass. He was like, it used to be banger after banger after banger.
Sheamus just needs the IC title.
That Crown Royal was kicking in, ladies and gentlemen. That Crown Royal was kicking in. Yo.
Hey, Miss Awesome, you ain't the only one saucy tonight.
I mean, I'm just being honest. That's what he told that man.
What's your schedule like tomorrow, Z?
Tomorrow I am free after 7 p.m.
That's when I'm in the studio session. Good night.
Good night. But closing thoughts, we need Roman back immediately. Those are my closing thoughts.
Yeah. Oh, Matt Jones, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for tuning in, man. Shout out to man. Our lives is starting to get crazy. Shout out to Matt Jones.
And Miss Awesome Saucy talking spicy all night. She been talking spicy.
Jay got to win. Otherwise, what are they doing with him? I know. He got to win. I don't want to see him. He need to put some gold on his belt before he get back with
Jimmy.
The Bloodline.
Yeah. Before he start feeling Uzi again.
He was the first guy that proclaimed. Remember, he cut a weird promo, like mad far in advance, talking about, I'm going to go for Money in the Bank. Thank y'all for sticking with me. Yee. He was all in the crowd. We like, why are we getting this?
Hey, real quick, they did my Uso brothers, Jay and Jimmy, dirty at WrestleMania. They need to let them run it back.
No, they did themselves. Ain't nobody tell them to get 47 super kicks, bro.
They only had like 8 minutes, bro.
So you did 47. You couldn't have did a German.
Hey Z, I've done some of my best. Slam. I've done some of my best work in 8 minutes. So.
All right, I got. You know what? You got it. I'm gonna give the.
Or less. So whatever.
Yo.
I'm gonna give you on that one, bro.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm an Iron Man match, man. Shawn Michaels and Brett. About an hour.
But who do you see coming out of that?
Where the fuck did this conversation start?
Yeah, man, Archie's
we just getting them ready for when we go to Netflix too. That's all.
Oh, Archie's going over there by himself. I'm not going to Netflix.
Archie out here Netflix and chilling.
My shit gonna be on Tubi.
Oh man, we tapped into it a little bit earlier, but what y'all think about the Netflix era when they go to uncensored? Real quick, D and AZ.
Oh, it's gonna get back to the Attitude Era, man. It's already slowly getting there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
You know what I noticed
I think they already want to do crazy shit.
I noticed tonight, visually, it looked like the Attitude Era.
Chill.
It was bright. The camera angles was crazy. See, on the Black Wrestling Podcast, they clown me for the Southeast mouthpiece, but she gets it.
Hey, yo.
Look, I'm just gonna mute my mic for the rest of the show. Look,
he will definitely be tuning in to see Jerry take off the do-rag.
Miss Awesome Saucy talking spicy all night. I ain't the only one getting lit.
Archie's out of here. So closing thoughts on SmackDown for me, the Bloodline shit, obviously still the best story. I want to see Roman back. Cody is. I've said this the past few recaps. Cody
That's why they call him the Southeast mouthpiece.
The Southeast mouthpiece is crazy. The Southeast.
You gotta leave that one up. You just gotta leave it up.
Oh my
goodness. Yeah. The Southeast. Yeah, make merch. We need to make him a shirt that say that.
Hey, I guess I'm the real speed champ, huh?
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's jokes. I was gonna say that.
What we doing?
Yo, we out of here, y'all. On that note, man, make sure y'all like, y'all share, y'all subscribe, y'all comment, hit the notification button immediately. Attitude Era Podcast, the interview with Kurt Angle just dropped 3 p.m. today. Go check it out. Both double ups is up. Kevin Nash versus Diesel, Scott Hall versus Razor Ramon, and the Trick Williams interview is up from last week. And we just dropped our final recap on Who Killed WCW. So we've been going crazy. It's a bunch of content. Y'all can get lost in it, pass the time. Check it out. Rock with us, man. We are here. Good night.
Good night.